Good morning, everybody, from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. So we have a few people with us in the congregation, but we're under the rule of 5 here, so there's 5 of us. They extend a warm and loving welcome to you all in the virtual world. Those who don't know me, I'm Ray Robinson. I am the joint president, along with my wife Jackie, who will be speaking in a moment, of the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. And we like to see ourselves as a progressive spiritualist church, where we allow our mediums and speakers to be able to act and work within spiritualist mode without any ties or constraints. So welcome to you all out there. We've got a wonderful meeting with us this morning. I've heard some wonderful, great things about her. Jilly Emmerson, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Good morning.
Jilly will be giving the address and the mediumship this morning. And we'll explain that when we get a bit nearer what happens. So I extend our warm and loving welcome. I would ask you all to find a peace, an inner peace, while we open with prayer. Great architect of the universe, unseen but ever present and manifest in thy creation, we come to thee this Sunday morning, bringing with us ourselves to be filled of thy spirit, thy joy and thy love. Those of us who are joining, give us strength to face what's coming before us. Give us the knowledge and understanding to give us fortitude of mind, body and spirit to understand our fellow man. There is so much going on in this world of ours, not just our little country, Great Britain, but in the whole world. But let us become instruments of peace. Let us bring joy where there is sadness, love where there is negativity. Let us bring healing to everyone we encounter, either virtually or physically. Let us bring that peace of God that passes all understanding. So into thy hands, O great architect, we commend this service and ask you to bless us this morning, now and forevermore. Amen. So mote it be. Let's all say together in your own quiet way the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Well, friends, I am pleased to hand over to Jackie in a moment to offer some names for healing and prayers. But I'd also like to mention those who can, if you'd like to offer your collection this morning to our PayPal account. It's paypal.com, PayPal me, LAD Promotions, and Richard will put that up in a moment. That will help towards the work and mission of this church and spread the truths of spiritualism as we know it. So I'll hand you over to Jackie for the healing moment.
Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to be with you again this morning. Lovely to meet Jilly virtually online for the first time. For the 5 of us that are here this morning, just making a very small number. And before we go into our healing prayers, I just want us to all be strong again. Shirley's going to be doing a poem from her book shortly, and that sort of will sum up actually. Sometimes you have that feeling that you are stuck, that you are having to withdraw again, that you are imprisoned by 4 walls. We hope that there won't be a massive lockdown as we've had before, but we got through this first one. So we know that we can do it. We know that we're all strong together. And if it happens, it won't be forever again. It's to keep us all safe. We hope to open the church again as soon as possible. We were talking that we'd be opening again for early October, but we're really just going to see what the news brings each day, what the numbers bring. And what we have to do is be light workers, to be there, to think positively, and to make sure that if we can't get physically to church, that we're all joined as one big family here this morning, and to just keep in touch by the WhatsApp group, by a phone call, by a voice time or Skype or any other means that we have of keeping together, because we have to be personally responsible. It's one of our fundamental beliefs in spiritualism about personal responsibility. We will only get rid of this pandemic by our own personal responsibility of making sure that we adhere to what is there to protect us. So what I want to do with our healing moments is to also think of those that are already feeling lonely, are already mentally feeling the strain of isolation, and to think of all of those that are in our front line once again, that are looking towards possibly having so many people to have to care again for. So let's hope those numbers don't materialise, but let's hope they have the strength and the camaraderie to be together. So send out healing to all of those in our front line, in our NHS, our police, our ambulance service, and all of those that are keeping our food distribution open, are keeping all of the things that protect us in a bubble. Think also of the homeless and those that are not sure if the roof over their head is going to be there in another month or so. Think also of Mother Nature, the turmoil that she has had with different floods, with different fires, you know, the rage of the winds, the hurricanes. So many people in turmoil that are losing their homes. We are lucky here that we have the security, majority of us, of a warm place to be protected and to be fed. So make sure that you do keep your chin up, that you do keep in contact with everyone, and that you do think of the healing moments for those that you know in your heart, for those that you know are about to pass to spirit. We have one of Claire's member of her family that's very poorly at this moment and just going from hospital to hospice. So if you can send out thoughts for Mick as our first name, but also to Mark Davis, who will be having surgery in the next couple of months, to our own Phil and Jim, to Stephen and Kelly, to myself, to Holly Payne, to Bernie, to Ben Harvey. And there was another Jem, a lady that phoned up and was hoping to come for healing, and I said that we would send out healing for her. So imagine all of those healing books, take all of those names, and if we can just ask our Father and Mother God to use our healing, ask our healing angels to take our words, our deeds, our heart to those that are in need, to those that are bereft, to those that are in darkness, to those that don't have an understanding of what is going on at this moment, to make light where there is darkness, and to make care where there is no care at this moment. And we know that our healing angels will take that energy. If we can just put our arms out and embrace ourselves around the world and know that all of our loved ones, our family, our church loved ones and family, are all in this healing bubble, and just send that light to the world. Amen.
Amen.
I'd like to say hello to a few names on screen before we go to our next part of the service. Thank you. Yeah. No, I can't, Richard.
Yes, I can.
No, nothing here. Hello from Malaysia. Oh, Jackie's going to do it.
Okay, I'm going to do it because I have the phone here, and that tells me of all the different people that are trying to talk to us at this moment. Emma Butler from Fareham, Marion Hart, Wendy Payne, Edna Verissimo. Could you send healing for me? I'm not very well at the moment. Martin Sarfas, if I'm saying it right. Irene Lutz from Australia. Laura Payne, good morning, sending love. Kerry Setchell, good morning from Coventry. Eileen Mackey. We've also, I know, had our own members of the church. I've seen Mary Dixie's name come up, and I know that there are many of you that are watching here this morning. And Edna is saying thank you, God bless you all. Our own Cheryl Boxall that comes here. Ram must say you're looking very well and lean. Carol Thompson from Worthing. Our own Julie Caswell, good morning, Julie. Janie White, good morning. And Yvonne Riley, if I'm saying it right, from Dundee. Jasmine Brown is saying good morning. John Seary is saying good morning from Scotland. So nice to know we're from the top of the country to the bottom of the country and right over to Australia. Kelly Jones is saying hello and good morning. Paul Hennings is saying good morning, but he was saying there's God morning here, which is just as appropriate, from Cumbria. So good morning, Paul. I haven't seen your name before. Karen King, sending love, light and healing to everyone. Love from Norfolk. I have family in Norfolk, so welcome. Margaret Watt, morning from Arbroath. And Busy Bee from Portsmouth, our friend down there. Marcus Lapsa, lovely to know that you're with us this morning, Marcus. Stephen Mason is watching us. Tricia Jones, Stacey Shaw, and Phil Shaw. Not the same people in the same areas, but they're both saying hello. Sandra Strange is saying good morning. Julie Johnson, Eileen Mackey, again is replying to Stacey. Christine Davis from Surrey. Wendy Payne is saying hello, Al Shirley, on our screens. Susan Ross is saying bless. And Edna is once again saying have a wonderful service. So, and Jayasri, and may Supreme Almighty bless us, the driving light, love and divine power. And Vivian Webster and Claire Forbes Strachan. And Laura Payne from Sunny Carshalton. Wendy Lindsay is saying in morning all. It is lovely when you say where you're coming from to know that you're part of the UK or part of anywhere else in the world. Denise Smith is saying morning near Oxford. And Kim Byrne is saying good morning. We haven't seen Christine yet from Spain, unless I've missed her. Stacey Shaw is saying hello to Kim and hello to Norma. And Wendy Payne is saying hi darling, replying to Laura. So sometimes it's a way of getting messages across to other people that you know are watching at this moment of time. And we know we regularly have a congregation of around about 1,000 people. Kerry Fellon, good old Leeds, and that's as many as we can really do at this moment so that we can carry on with the service, because otherwise we'd spend the entire service calling out names. So thank you all, and I'm sure we'll say some names a little later. Now it's my delight to be able to introduce our own poet laureate from this church, Shirley, who's going to read one of her poems this morning. So give your love to Shirley.
Just look at the camera, Shirley. That one. That's it. I just look at that and read it. Oh, gosh.
Pardon?
Say that again.
Back a bit.
Let's step her back.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
a little bit more. That's
Oh,
it.
is that better?
That little corner. Okay, one more step. Okay. Okay, come back as far as me, Shirley.
Yeah.
That's it. Lovely. Now you're in centre.
Now,
Your TV moment.
the poem I'm going to read this morning is called The Flood, and I wrote it back in 1993. God felt anger at the world at the time when Noah lived. He knew the people must be destroyed, and just a handful live. Noah was a goodly man, and so God spoke to him. Noah, I must destroy the world and chose you to spread the word. Tell the people rains will come and flood the whole of earth. But if they listen and believe and change their wicked way, they will survive, and they live as you for many a day. The 8 in Noah's family set about the work to build an ark as God had told. It must be large and very strong. It had a lot to hold. From the animals that roamed the earth, 2 of every kind was birthed. The ark took a long time to build, and all the time they preached God's will. When all was done, the time had come when God spoke once again. Noah, close the ark's door and let no other in. Those who hadn't listened realized too late Noah's work was done, and he had shut the gate. For 40 days and 40 nights, how it did surely rain. Noah sent a dove out, but it came back again. The dove set loose a second time, with olive leaf in beak returned. The waters now on a decline. The third time Noah set free the dove, it circled round and then flew off. A year they'd lived within the ark when Noah heard God's voice. Come, Noah, come, leave the ark. In you I made my choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Well, friends, we're now going to have, for me, always at a spiritualist meeting, the address, which is, for me, the best part of a spiritualist service. Now hand over to Jilly, who will now give us the address.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for welcoming me here today. Jackie, Ray and Shirley, good morning to you all and anyone else that's watching out there. Now, I have to confess, whenever I'm asked to do an address, I can kind of get myself in a little bit of a pickle about that. But I've been doing this new thing where I find my courage and I find my bravery and step out of my comfort zone. When I do an address, I like to speak to people and leave them with a little bit of homework, a little bit of thought-provoking, something interesting to go home and have a little think about. So my belief is that we're all put exactly where we're supposed to be at any given time. And I've experienced this lately over the last 2 or 3 years. But when I think about it, if I go right back to my birth, being adopted, if I hadn't been given to those parents or chosen by those parents on that day at that time, I would never have had the children that I have. I would never have met the husband that I have. I would never have lived in the town that I have. I possibly might never have been brave enough to step into the world of spiritualism. So who knows how it might have turned out. I'm very glad the way my life's turned out. But I often say to people when I'm giving a reading, if you could write a book of your life, what would it be? Would it be a romance novel full of knights in shining armour sweeping you off your feet? Would you have found the love of your life in your lifetime? Or are you still looking? Would you be the kind of person who was involved with crime? Would you be the kind of person who perhaps could write a book of your life about illness and how to overcome it? Or perhaps more popular nowadays, more people need help with their mental health. But I decided at about the age of 47 that my book wasn't done. I was a mother and I had 3 children and I had worked in spiritualism for about 20 years. And I asked out to Spirit and said, as most mums do on some days, is this it? Is this all it is? How ungrateful was I? I had 3 lovely children, grandchildren, but I still wasn't happy. I worked in retail. So I took a bit of an adventure, and when I was asked to go and work in a spiritualist church, I asked my good friend Norma to come with me. And lo and behold, we had a great day. And who'd have thought it? But Norma pulled out her pens and pencils, and I asked, can I borrow some? We both looked at each other. Now, we'd been in each other's company for weeks and weeks and weeks, and had never mentioned that we both liked to do art. We both liked to draw. And we sat there absolutely aghast. So we asked the permission of the church for the second half of the service if we could do some spiritual art. And I can tell you right now, Spirit were in the room that day. It was just the most wonderful moment, and we've never looked back since. So every time we have a little doubt about the path that we're on, we just go on then, what have you got next for us? And we have the most amazing adventures. And who'd have thought it? 2 ladies who are not in their 20s anymore, off out having adventures. And that's all down to Spirit, because we put our trust in Spirit and said, what else have you got for our book? What is the next chapter? And let me tell you, there's loads of blank pages. And if there's blank pages for me, there are blank pages for you. Quite often people are sitting there thinking, this is all I've got. This is all that's going to happen to me. Well, I put it to you to challenge Spirit to find out just what there is for you. But to write the next few chapters in your book, you're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to find courage. Now, there's a difference. There's a difference between bravery and courage. Bravery is when you take anything on fearlessly. Courage is when you're scared, but you still do it. So I'm asking you today, where's your courage? What chapter of your book will be the one where you find your courage? And all you have to do is dare to ask Spirit. It's okay to ask for things for yourself. It's even better when you ask for others because it comes back to you tenfold. Now, here's the funny thing. I have a grandfather in Spirit, and when I look for inspiration, I don't have to look much further than him. And before we came on, I was listening to Ray talk about his father, and it quite inspired me to talk about my grandfather, a character to the end. He decided in his late 70s he would take up playing the keyboard. And he would entertain all the old ladies in the sheltered housing complex that he lived in. And he was a great one for believing that your chapter was never ended, your book was never finished being written. Until the day you take your last breath and go home to spirit, he would keep writing a new exciting chapter. So what did he do? Well, wait till I tell you. My grandfather befriended a lot of ladies in the care home, but he had one favourite called Kathy. And Kathy and my grandfather used to spend many hours together playing cards, and they were great company. And he would play her songs on the keyboard, and he kept involving everyone. He was a great one for encouraging other people to find exciting things in life. And he decided to ask Kathy to marry him. And they got married on their 90th, yes, you're hearing me right, on their 90th birthdays. My father, who was in his late 70s, was best man. His great-grandchildren were all flower girls. I think he was the oldest man in Scotland to get married. But isn't that a lesson to us all? Just when you think, is this it? Is this all I've got to go now? Is this all I've got to do? Now, it's not. It's definitely not. And Norman and I are definitely looking for our next adventure. And who'd have thought it would have come in the form of lockdown either? When lockdown happened, we react just like everyone else. It's hard to keep your chin up. It's hard to stay positive. But what happened was these two old biddies, these two ladies who hate technology, decided to embrace it. We decided to write yet another chapter. This is the chapter on how Jill and Norma went out into the world of media and technology. And I can tell you, some days it went terribly, terribly wrong. And we would just throw up our hands in despair and announce that was it, we couldn't do it. But did we give up? No, we asked Spirit, come on, there must be someone in Spirit there who can help us with this technology. And we tried and tried again until we got it right. Sometimes we fall about laughing and people haven't a clue what we are saying, but most of the time we have fun and our goal is to inspire others. Now, I'm a great one for wondering what words mean, and we're always using that word inspire, and we use it quite a lot when we go online and talk live to people. We're here to inspire you. And I discovered it comes from the word inspiritus, in spirit, to inspire. From where? It's like having Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, your good conscience and your bad conscience just trying to persuade you to do the right thing. And I started listening to mine at the start of lockdown and decided, here we go, here's another chapter. With thanks to Richard and other people that have helped us, we've really embraced technology, and now we've made friends all over the place. And here I am speaking to people in London, in Wimbledon, and all over. This last 3 months, I've spoken to people from California, the United Arab Emirates, Australia, and it's absolutely wonderful. Who'd have thought technology would connect people so well within the spiritualist movement? Isn't it fabulous? So I'm going to ask you, when we close the service down today, take a minute to think about what your book of your life would say. Would it be an autobiography full of twists and turns? Are you happy with your book? Would it be a self-help book, how to overcome things? Or would it be a drama, a real petticoat dazzling drama? Or would it be something comforting? Or a book of poetry like Shirley? Perhaps that would bring comfort to others. But the most important thing is it's your book. Sign it, autograph it, take ownership of it. And let's just see what the next exciting chapter brings. And who knows, maybe I'll hear from some of you saying, I'm 90, I've just met someone and we're getting married. So I'll leave that thought with you. And you can maybe let us know what your book would be. And that would be really interesting. Thank you for listening to me. Okay. Right. That me now? Okay. So I'll just welcome everybody today. I hope my little address inspired you all. And I'm going to go into the mediumship now, which is the same scenario for me as when we work on SPTV with Richard. So I'm just, do I say hello to people or? Okay, the first thing that I would say to you is, if I come to you, hi Jusira, it's lovely to see you. It's evening there, so welcome from Malaysia. It's lovely to see you. Richard's going to pop some names up for me, but while he does that, I'm going to ask you. It's not moving, Richard. Oh, there we go. Olwen Williams, lovely address. Thank you, Olwen. Olwen, what would your book be? Let us know. Would it be a bestseller or would it be in the bargain bin? We need to sort that one out. Lovely words, Jilly. Thank you, Alison. Lovely to speak to you today, Alison Barton. Again, what would you... there's Amy Curtis. She's doing a book on philosophy. Very good. That must be interesting, Amy. We're always looking for good philosophy in the spiritualist movement. Maria Martin. Hello, Maria. Lovely address, Jilly. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you today. Laura Payne. Good morning, Laura. Lovely. Laura, what would your book be? I'm trying to get everyone to do a little bit of homework today, a little bit of thought-provoking exercises. Hi, Mary Dixie. Thank you, Jilly. Very inspiring. I hope it was inspiring in spirit. There we go. We're already inspiring. There's that word again. That's why I spoke about it, because it's used so many times in the spiritualist movement. We really need to know what it is behind it. It's our little conscious, our guides talking to us. Welcome, Marion. Ailey, thank you. Thank you for a beautiful address. Well, I do blether. I do like to talk. I'm Scottish, a little Scottish lady. That's what I like to do, is talk. Irene, hello from Australia. My story would be an autobiography. Well, that sounds fabulous. An Australian novel. That would be great. Learning a little bit about Irene from Australia. It's lovely to meet you all this morning. Another lady from Australia. Good morning, Moira. Moira Brodie. Brodie sounds like a good Scottish name, actually. I'll bet you've got some Scottish ancestry there. Moira Brodie from Australia. That's lovely. I'm just going to have a look at some names now and see who I'm drawn to, because I feel Spirit's starting to build up with me here. Hopefully get someone to come in. I like to pick a name. I like to know who that I'm going to. Might be something that I could look back on. Yeah. That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Richard. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm talking to Richard. Can I just go to Linda Parry, please? That name just popped up there, Richard, and I'll speak to Linda and say good morning to Linda Parry. Good morning, Linda. Welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Service. It's lovely to see you. I think I know your name. I'm sure I've seen your name before. Linda, I would like to talk to you this morning and bring forward, straight away I felt a lady step forward for you, Linda. Now, this lady is straight away making my breath feel very laboured. I have very laboured breath. I know that she couldn't get a good breath down into her lung space. Perhaps you would understand someone if it's not. I do feel that this would be either mother or mother's mother, but it's definitely the way that I feel it is she definitely comes in on mother's side of the family, Linda. So good morning from your spirit friend here coming forward for you today. Now, this lady also talks about, well, she doesn't talk, I'm smelling smoke, so I know that there would be the smoker in spirit side of life as well, please, Linda. This lady is a no-nonsense lady, I'll be honest with you. She really pushed her way in forward to you, really pushed her way forward to you. She talks about a younger girl in the family who perhaps is going through something at this moment in time. I feel like I'm staring into space, Linda. I feel this is you just sitting, staring at... Morning, Linda. Morning. It's lovely to see you. Sorry, I'm very keen not to just waffle on and just to make sure everyone gets a really good message and gets all the evidence and get through as many people as I can today. And can I please just say for everyone that's listening, if I come to you, say, just exactly like Linda did, yes, my mother, because that's exactly how the reading will flow if you do that for me, okay? Now, this lady does make me feel like there was a rapid decline in her health. We knew that she wasn't well, but suddenly it just escalated by the end. But she definitely wants to talk about the younger female around you at this moment in time, Linda. I feel it would be daughter or niece, but she definitely is bloodline. She's definitely within the family. Linda, I feel she's got a lot of worries, or she's had her heart broken in some way or form. Now, lovely mother is saying, you know what, love, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I feel like you've all had a bit of a letdown in life somewhere. Your mother's a smoker. Yes, something me up in a moment. I'm only seeing half the words, Richard. It's kind of off to the left, the right of my screen, but that's okay. I can make out what's being said. Linda, you're needing a lot of strength at this moment in time. If your mother was still here, I don't feel she would have had physical strength at the end, but she definitely would have been able to give you emotional strength or tell you, come on now, girl, you can do it, you can do it. I feel big changes coming, Linda. I'm not sure if you want to move or you are going to move or you need to get out of where you are, but I see either that or you want to run away, sweetheart. You just want to get up and run. But I definitely see movement going on round about you. Definitely see movement going on round about you. She brings in memories of crossing a bridge or a significant bridge or a significant expanse of water that I feel I would know. I definitely would know this expanse of water. She also talks about the name Jack. I have to give you the name Jack. If it's not Jack, it would be Jake, but it's very, very similar what I'm hearing right now. Linda, I feel like you're being pressured into doing something at this moment in time that you're not too keen on doing. And all you want to do is shut people out at this moment in time. I definitely feel forums needing to get filled out, or you're being pushed to find a different job or do something different. But I worry a bit about you that you're under a little bit of pressure at this moment in time, Linda, okay? Okay, she also draws me to someone's back. I feel it's you again, Linda, where I would have to say, oh, she's putting prayers, your mum's praying just now. It's like, I don't know if there would be Catholic connections in the family, but she definitely said, oh, my poor Linda, my poor Linda. So I know mum's very worried about you just now, very, very worried. You're trying to move back down south, okay? Well, I know your mum is behind this, really pushing for this, Linda, because I feel your soul needs to go where it will be happy. I feel you wake up in the morning and you're not full of sunshine. Again, Linda, back to the address. Where would you go and what would your book be? Would it be stuck here forever or go and have an adventure and move? Mum wholeheartedly agrees, get the move and go. You may have to settle somewhere you're not quite happy with to start with, but that's temporary, she's telling me. Don't let it put you off. Don't let it put you off. Linda, do you have a middle name? I often get middle names and I don't see it there, but Mum gives me a middle name. And I'm not saying it's Elizabeth, but I went to change her draining 2 weeks aches and pains at the moment. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for the confirmation, Linda. It keeps the flow going. Mm-hmm. Okay. Linda, I also want to talk about a little boy round about you that I would have a little concern about, not a big concern, but I feel he would maybe struggle, or he's struggling in school at the moment, or I think all children are, but this is more an educational thing, Linda, like not sure about my letters, not sure about my numbers, and I feel a little bit of encouragement. Oh, now, Mother is talking about the wild one in the family. I feel it's a girl, surprise, surprise, but I feel like a book of adventures. Yes, Linda, go for it. I definitely feel there would be the girl who could have been a little bit wild when she was younger, and we're settling down now. We're settling down now, okay? But she needs to keep someone well away from her, someone that would have maybe caused her a little bit of bother or a little bit of trouble. Keep them well away. Perhaps she's going to move with you, or you're going to move down with her to support her. But I definitely feel a coming together of family, a rebonding, a reconnecting, where someone has caused a bit of a wedge, for sure. Before I leave you, this lovely lady talks about the month of June for either the birthday, passing, anniversary, but something like that. It's something like that in that month. In fact, she's telling me two things in that month, okay? Lady also talks about the Christmas that wasn't very nice, where everyone was a bit sad or something awful happens. But we never leave a reading on a sour note. So I'm just asking the lady to bring me something just to lift your spirits up a bit. Oh, right, she's bringing you old records, old little, I think they're 45s, I think that's the little ones, stacked up on a turntable, and memories of the old records and singing your hearts out. Absolutely singing your hearts out to me. You're the wild one, Linda. Oh, that does surprise me, but good for you for confessing. That'll be chapter 6. Definitely the memory of stacking up records and playing really old tunes, but loving all the old ones. Like, I'm actually getting like Dusty Springfield and all these tunes, and Mum's singing away in the background as well. So she's leaving you with the gift of a happy memory, and hopes that you'll take all those with you when you move nearer home than I've been for years. Well, bless you, Linda. Please take the love and the blessings from your mother and know that she's around you, and go write that next chapter, Linda. We're all dying to hear how it turns out for you, and I'm sure everyone will join with me in praying that you get that move that you want back to reconnect with your family. Take the love and blessings from Spirit, Linda, and thank you. Okay? Thank you, Richard. Now, we'll just see who else I'm going to go to. I like to go to someone. I like to be, I let Spirit very much draw me to who I'm going to go to. Sometimes I get information and pop it out, but it is nice to be specific and know exactly where you're going to go. Sharing and tagging as well. I've been reminded, I forgot, I'm not quite on SBTV. I'm not on SBTV mode, I'm on church mode. But yes, here we go again. This is another chapter for me to learn. When you come on today, it really helps both the church and SBTV if you can promote it. If you would like, share, tag friends, let everyone know about it, because let's face it, during lockdown, we can all do with these comforting services. I know how much I'm missing church. It was lovely to hear Ray say at the start as well that it's a progressive church, because my good friend Norma is president of the Dundee Progressive Spiritualist Church. So we have the same background and the same morals and the same standards as you. So lovely to hear that. Here come some names for me now. So bear with me. Remember, there's just a little bit of a delay sometimes. Good morning, Steph Downey. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for tuning into Wimbledon Service. Hello, Ailey Blewett. Anything for me, please? I'm just going to let someone build up with me and see who I've got with me as the names. Yeah, okay, thank you. Annie Lendon. We'll just try and get some names today. Shaw, Shared Patron and Pride. That's I know Stacey's name. I know I've seen her on before. Marion O'Brien, a wonderful channel. It very much is a wonderful channel. Kerry Setchell, I'm not quite with it. I'm looking for a name to come on, Spirit. Moira Brodie, because that name stood out to me. So I'm going to go to Moira Brodie, if that's okay, please. Moira, good morning and welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church service this Sunday morning. It's lovely to see you. You know, your first name's quite Scottish as well, actually, I have to say, Moira Brodie. That is a very Scottish name. I'm maybe reading more into it, but that name does resonate, Scottish ancestry. So liked and shared, but welcome along, Moira. And as soon as you can, if you can let me know that you're hearing me and that you're ready to receive your reading from Spirit, Moira. Moira, as soon as I look at your name, I definitely have a gentleman that steps forward from you who would be father or father's father, because it's on that side of me. So I know that I'm bringing in a link to the paternal side of the family. I would like to talk to you about someone as well. As this gentleman steps forward, he puts all his focus and attention, good evening. I should have said good evening to you. I'm saying good morning because it's morning here, but good evening to you, Moira. Hello from Australia, thank you. Moira, I want this gentleman, as he steps forward, to be acknowledged, and goodness me, Dundee and Glasgow, Motherwell. Good morning. I won't have to watch my accent now. You'll be able to understand me quite well, I hope. You've not been to Australia-fied yet. This gentleman that steps forward, he definitely draws me to the upper part of his body. So that would either be heart or lungs, but I feel something blocks his throat or goes further up into his throat as well. I don't know if he was the smoker and this is what causes this, but he definitely gives me a feeling of my lungs as well won't expand the way that they should. And I definitely have pain shooting across the top of my chest. Your dad is from Dundee. No wonder he came in this morning. We're all from Dundee. I was born in Dundee, so welcome, Moira. It's lovely to get a connection. I feel your dad is so proud to be stood beside me talking to me this morning and being able to get things across to you. I now have your dad reciting Burns poetry to you, so I know that he would have taught you or said, don't ever forget your Burns roots or your Burns poetry. Yes, very clear. That's good. He does come in loud and clear, your dad, loud and clear. He likes to be heard. He's got a lot to say. He's very patriotic, but he's not a man to be messed around with. He's not a man to be messed around with. He has opinions, but I'll tell you, he's very proud of something that you've achieved, because he tells me, oh, now, as I was saying that, he said, you know, you were spot on with the book because Moira really could write a book. Moira found the courage that I spoke about. Moira found her brave. And he was a spiritualist. Oh, I'm going to have to know his name. He's probably in our history somewhere. Moira, would you please also understand where someone is brought up by someone who is not a biological parent? It could just be granny helped raise someone or a step parent of some kind, but Dad is saying someone has to give. Yes, the book in Tartan. Yeah, he would be. Yep, he's definitely reciting things. He's also talking about you trying to cook some homemade things that would be relevant to where we stay. And not everybody's going to take you on with this where you live. And, you know, they would be interested, but not everybody would take you on. He takes me to the month of January for either the birthday, the passing anniversary, but I know we go into the January month. He also talks about two things being close together in the same month. I'm not saying that's January, but I know that there are two things very, very close together in the same month, okay? Dad has a lot of pain in his body before he passes to spirit because he keeps going back to it, but I feel he doesn't want to make a fuss about that. Doesn't want to make a fuss about that. He wouldn't want to be fussed over unless it was by the good lady, he's saying. He liked her to fuss over, but not fuss over me in a way that we draw attention to his illness or his decline or what's wrong with him. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to go into that. But he does give me the feeling, you're a medium and an astrologer. Well, he's very, very proud of that, Moira. Your sister's adopted. Okay, that's great. Then, I would have been surprised if a father stepping forward who is a spiritualist talking to a daughter who is a developing medium and astrologer. I would have been surprised if this wasn't as specific as it is, because he is saying, you know, he's very proud of his family. He's very proud of things that they've achieved and the bravery that's been needed. Now, Moira, I do have to tell you that he just then kind of serious there, kind of got a little bit more serious and said he's been a little bit worried about you. He's been a little bit concerned about the trials and tribulations that you've had to go through right now. I feel you would also understand where someone had the health scare. Now, I don't know if you would understand as well, but I'm very aware that my hand is this, like I'm putting my sister passed January, he passed 9th December. Okay. Then he's really letting you know that she's okay. As you popped that up, I felt like I was holding a jar in my hand. I don't know if it's someone's ashes or they were scattered somewhere specific, but definitely there's a jar that's relevant in the family. I don't know if it's maybe just a ceramic jar with writing on it or something that is specific to the family, but he brought that in and made me feel like I was holding it very, very carefully. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. No idea what it is, but we'll just let him go with that, okay? Now, he talks about where you find solace near water, or you like running water. He does bring that in. It helps you get through things, definitely helps you get through things. Now, he's not telling me how the sister passed, and I don't feel I have your sister here. It's more the dad coming in very, very, very strong. Yeah, she had heart bypass surgery. Then Dad, right, okay. Dad pulled you right back and said, not your time yet, Moira. Not your time yet. You've still got a lot. He's saying you've still a lot of trouble to cause yet, Moira. And I believe you are quite mischievous because he just said you are. You have a twinkle in your eye, he's saying, and can be quite mischievous. However, Moira, on a more serious note, Dad is making me feel like maybe two people aren't getting on so well, or two people no longer talk, or two sides of a family have become a little bit estranged from each other. And he would like it if you all came back together, but he's saying I didn't get on with everyone that I knew. I could have been quite abrasive sometimes as well. Moira, I always ask people, you know, now that you've been through all these things, again, we're going to keep on the theme of today, which would be, what's your next chapter, Moira? What's the next bit going to be? You're going to write a story about how you nearly passed and your experiences and what you saw, because I do believe you must have had what they call an NDE, a near-death experience. You live with the ocean view, that's fine. Please write the next chapter, Moira. Let's see what's going to happen next for you. It could be really, really exciting for the rest of us to hear. We love to hear stories about other people's things. Dad is leaving you, and I have to say, he's leaving you with Dundee cake. It had to be cake because it's me. Dad's brother divorcing. That's fine. Dad's leaving you with Dundee cake, Moira. Okay. People are going to go home and Google this now and wonder what the heck that is, but it's really nice. Can't eat a lot of it. It's very rich, but he leaves you with Dundee cake as a memory. Jam as well. Dundee's famous for jam. So have a lovely day, Moira, and it's been an absolute pleasure bringing your father through for you. And I do feel that once this gentleman's done, he's done. He just says, right, okay, I've spoken, she knows I'm here, but you didn't really need me to tell you anyway. So take care, Moira, have a lovely evening, and thank you for letting us share in your story this evening. Okay, I'll say hello to a few more people. Don't forget to keep liking and sharing. Remember that all this is done voluntarily, but it's not done for free. Everything that we do for free as well, but it does cost money. There's a lot involved. So please, everyone, if you can like and share, share it with all your friends and family. If you want to support the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, you can donate on PayPal at paypal.me/LAD proms, okay? Because in these times, we all need a little bit of help. Even the churches and the charities and things like that, they're all doing a terrific job. And without them, we wouldn't be able to do this and bring such comfort to people on a Sunday morning. So thank you. Thank you, Annie Lendon. That's a lovely name. Kelly Jones, good morning, Kelly. Lovely to speak to you today, Kelly. I hope you're well. Lindsay Carnegie Blaylock. Thank you, Lindsay. A big smiley face here from Lindsay. Good morning. Just going to see who I'm drawn to. Joanne Lewis, lovely message. God bless you. God bless you as well, Joanne. Lovely to speak to you this morning. Janet, good morning. Okay, I'm just speaking away to spirit here, seeing who's got Mitchie Matheson. Hello. This is a lovely smiley face. Mary Dixie. Look, she's put up Dundee cake. Let's go to Mary Dixie. Good morning, Mary. I don't think I've ever given you a message before, but what a lovely name. Mary Dixie. There's a name that just trips off the tongue. And she does love Dundee cake, so that puts her right up there in my books as well. Good morning, Mary. Mary, if I was to bring through a lady for you, she comes through quite emotional. Very, very emotional. This lady is full of emotion, but I also feel this lady steps forward, not with an apology as such, but more sort of, things were difficult and I didn't always get things right. Now, I don't know if this is mother or grandmother. I haven't established that yet, but we will establish that. She does make me feel as though times could have been hard. Oh, you're welcome, Moira. Thank you, Moira. Times could have been hard, Mary. Okay. Mary, you're not the only Mary in the family, because she just said, Mary, Mary to me. So I know when I get that little symbol from Spirit, you're either named for someone or someone has your name as a middle name. But I know that there would be the two names of Mary somewhere as well, okay? Now, this lady talks about how things could have been a little bit difficult growing up for either her or yourself. Tough times, she's saying. Tough times. Hard lessons to learn. Not everything was rosy in your garden growing up. She also wants you to take a big breath in. Take a big breath in and maybe just take a little bit of time for yourself. This reading is completely different from the last one, as in I feel calmer. I don't know if you practice calming meditations or something to calm you down, Mary, listening to maybe meditation music or the sound of sea waves or something, but I definitely hear this. So maybe the lady's just sending it to you, but I definitely feel a need for calming coming in and relaxation. Now, okay, the lady is definitely giving me the name Elizabeth as well. I don't know if this would be Elizabeth or it would be Beth or Becky. We can change names. We sometimes get the posh names when our family come in, but you would know them as something else. But I definitely have the name Elizabeth coming in as well, Mary. Yes, your grandmother was. Thank you, Mary. There's a lot of apologies due to you, Mary. And I feel from people in spirit as well as people here. I feel Mary's had maybe the sharp end of people's tongue, maybe a little bit of tough love, maybe a little bit of a hard time. I also feel that you're very, very proud of a boy, but I don't feel he's a boy. Well, he's your boy. I know my oldest daughter's 35. She's still my baby. She's still my girl. But I definitely feel like you would look on this chap as your boy, your son, the person that you're really, really proud of. If it's not a son, forgive me, but it's either that or someone you would look upon as a son. But I definitely get a feeling of, oh, he's my life, and I worry about him. But I feel you two worry about each other. You bounce off each other. You do meditation. That's good. I feel if you don't already do it, maybe sea waves or something, Mary. You know, the sounds of the ocean. It either works really well for some people or makes them go to the toilet. You've got a cousin you've never met called Elizabeth. Well, I just feel these names are being given in just to make sure that, you know, we're connecting into the right family here, okay? Now, I definitely feel you and your boy have been through the mill, through something. Your son's in his 40s. Yeah, I know, but I bet he's still your boy. I bet he's like mine. It's still your boy. Doesn't matter how old they are. They're still your child. I definitely have a little bit of worry about him right now, Mary. I feel I want to send a little bit of healing, either physically, emotionally, mentally. But I definitely feel like this lady comes in saying he needs to watch himself just now, or just take more care of himself. I don't know, he's maybe a very busy businessman, but I want him to slow down, or I want him to just have a little think about what his next step is in life, for sure, okay? Now, I don't know what this name is, but she just drew a big letter B, so it could be Brian or Robert, Bob. I want to give you Robert for sure, because she just gave me that name as well, okay? I feel you would he has health problems. Love that. See, okay, well, sending healing to your son. We don't forget to do that when we bring it up in a reading. We don't just give it out and forget it and say, oh, he's got health problems. We ask for healing at the same time as we're doing it, Mary, okay? But I feel you're very good at asking for healing. You're very good at asking for healing for others, okay? Now, when it said, love that sea, I want to put you by the sea. Now, I've no idea where you live. He needs a lot of healing. Okay, well, it's coming, Mary. I want to put you by the sea. This lovely lady steps forward. She's a bit bossy, I'll tell you, because she keeps telling me something, then interrupting me with something else. She brings, your brother is Robert. Okay, that's great. Then she's a really good communicator from Spirit again, and I'm listening. I don't think I would dare not listen to this lady. I feel she would draw a line in the sand, and if you went over it, you would be in trouble, okay? She talks about memories of either living near a church or walking past a church, always walking past the same way or doing the same thing. There's a great routine to life, okay? And you need routine in your life, Mary, and I feel it hasn't been. I feel it's been a bit up in the air. There's definitely a place with like a sea name in it. Something by the sea, or I don't know sea places. My geography is shocking, and you always ask for healing for people. I kind of had the feeling that you did that, Mary. This lady, as she steps forward, talks about the very special funeral, or who did someone really, really proud. But at the same time, I have to say, she makes me feel like you're a little bit lonely sometimes, or a little bit low in the mood. I feel like you're on your own, or going it alone, or you've been on your own and not really had a lot of support and help round about you. So we'll ask for healing for you as well, Mary, okay? You have to keep going. You have to keep going and keep doing what you're doing, because I feel that something about my address as well would relate to you. Like, you're not finished writing the chapter of your book yet. You know, nobody's going to tell you to sit down and take it easy. And I would quite like to hear Mary's story. I think you would have a lot to tell people. And this lady's just championing me on here, saying, of course she would. Oh, pull up a chair, she's got a lot to say. She does bring you in a tray of biscuits and a cup of tea and a go-get attitude, okay? So that's your gift from Spirit today. Write that other chapter, Mary, and keep that go-getter attitude up. And we're thinking about your son as well, and sending him love and healing, but you're not to overdo it, Mary, okay? Lots of love from Spirit. And thank you for all the help and the guidance that you give others. You're on your own, okay? There are benefits to being on your own. I know it can be lonely, but there are benefits to being on your own. You get the remote control all yourself, and you decide what you do. So we always look at the positive side of things. Lots of positivity, like Jackie was saying at the start, positive news. Everyone be positive. Exactly, the book is still to be written. Good on you, Mary. Good on you. We'll send you a knight in shining armour. That's maybe what you need, with a box of chocolates and something sparkly and lovely. Take care, Mary. Right. Don't forget to keep sharing. Like I said, we rely on the shares and the likes and the loves and all the comments that we get. It keeps both SPTV going and the Wimbledon Church going. You know, we have to give praise to all these people that stop their Sunday and give of their time to others, because it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job doing it. It takes commitment. And Moira's just gotten back. You have made my year, as I had heart surgery nearly passed. I'm still struggling to get well, now in tears, bless you. Moira, I hope they're happy tears, and it's love from your homeland. Love from your homeland. You know, it was your name that drew me in. Your father named you well. He must have known that, you know, one day when he was gone, a little spiritualist lady from Scotland would bring you back that connection to your homeland. So a lovely Scottish blessing to you would be Lang may your Limerick. So take that, Moira. Lovely to speak to you. Okay, isn't it lovely to get feedback from people here that you've touched their soul, touched their heart? It's just really beautiful. I'm really grateful. Thanks, Jilly. Love. I'm not sure what that last. I can't see the last word. What is the last? Love sparkle. It said love spar. I thought perhaps we were advertising for a corner shop, because I can't see the rest of the word. But thank you, Mary. I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you so much. Okay, so here comes somebody. Susie, can you say anything for me, please? I will get drawn to a name, Susie, so we'll just go through some names. I'll just say the names and see who I get drawn to. Spirit, pull in with me. Denise Smith, good morning, Denise. Lovely to see you this morning. Lindsay Carnegie Blakelaw, if you could just say where you're from, everyone, that really is interesting for the people that run these services. I'd like to know how far they're reaching and who they're talking to as well. Good morning, Lindsay, it's lovely. Yvonne Riley, good morning, Yvonne Riley. I know where you're from. Hayley Dyer, good morning, Hayley. Lovely to speak to you this morning, Hayley. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope it's lovely where you are. It's not lovely where I am. It's foggy and Dipsy Lala Poe, looking good today, Jill. Hey, girlie. Hello there. I went to school with that girl. I know that girl. She's a lovely girl. Vanessa Joshua, amazing evidence. Lily. Oh, I'm Lily now. Thank you. I'll take that. Today, I'm going to be Lily. Well, I think I might change my name to that. Sue, good morning, Sue. That'll be my name forevermore. Desiree Carmi, anything for me, please? I'm going to just stop getting distracted here and try and get Spirit to step forward. Give me a name forward. Okay, I'm just talking out to Spirit, asking them to bring, and sometimes I have little conversations, like a staff meeting that no one else is a party to. Desiree Carmi. No, another name, please, Richard, if you can. Thank you. I'm just not drawing you. Good morning, Susan. It's 9 p.m. in Australia. Good evening. I hope you're having something nice. I don't know if it's Saturday night or Sunday night there. I'm terrible. Beverly. Right, one more. Come on, Spirit, step forward for me. Kim, let's go to Kim. Good morning, Kim. Kim from Ramsgate in Kent. I have no idea where you are, but I'm sure it's lovely. Sure, it's lovely. This blooming pandemic put paid to Norma and I going anywhere. But we have been as far up, way up in the Highlands with sheep and deer and foxes and all sorts. But good morning, Kim. I'll just give you a little bit of a moment in time to figure out that I'm with you. Okay. Good morning, Kim. Okay. Kim, as I pick up on you, I feel I have a generational thing going on here. A generational thing. I feel I have more than one spirit energy stepping forward for you, and I would feel this would either be mother or grandmother, or mother and grandmother. I feel like it's two levels, definitely two levels coming in forward, and it's almost like they're putting their elbows out. But Kim, I need to say to you, the first thing that I pick up, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with these two females, is that you would understand someone who goes with a condition that affects the head. Now, when I say affects the head, I feel like I've either got a brain condition or a brain trauma. So Alzheimer's, hi Kim, good morning. Alzheimer's, dementia, forgetfulness, or a condition that affects the brain like a brain tumour, a hemorrhage, something that happens within the head space. Because I know I've got a terrible headache, I can't decide where the pain is. So I know that I have to give that. It's either that or this. I feel like the younger of the two ladies that I've got coming forward talks about where someone here also gets terrible headaches, like a migraine or something worse. Yes, head. That's fine. I'll not keep going on about it then. But I definitely had that, and she's very, very insistent that I speak about the head. I definitely feel this lady senses this is it. This is it. You know, I feel there is some comprehension of what's going on, and the person with the head thing would know. She just showed me a bicycle. Isn't it funny what spirit jumped from one subject to another? But she just literally threw a bicycle in at me. So I know that someone would have went about a lot on a bicycle. It doesn't have to be one of these ladies. It could be someone else. But they show me the bicycle to bolster the evidence that I am with you. I am with you. Okay. The name James would also be significant somewhere in your family, Kim, because I get the name James. I bleed in the brain. That's why I'm getting that. Okay, I understand that. That makes a lot of sense to me now. Okay, so I definitely have the bicycle. I definitely have the name James coming in as well. Okay, but I also feel I have Andrew, Andy, or Andrew, or Drew, but there would be that name in the family as well. I feel there are a group of women left here in material on earth that are like trying to be really strong, trying to cope with losses, trying to pray that nothing like that ever happens again. I feel the catastrophic thing that happens in the head went through the family like a bowling ball. It took the legs out from everyone, it shocked everyone, it upset everyone, and we're still not quite over it. It's devastating. It's devastating. Okay. The person was met well in spirit. They were met with open arms, and I get a strong sense of emotion coming forward with that. As I said that, they said, there was Andrew, yes, thank you, Kim. There is also a strong sense, Kim, that there was a dog either went over after or was there waiting as well, because I've got a dog sitting, and it's usually when I get a dog coming in, they're quite wild and run about, and I can feel them running about and jumping. This is a very well-behaved little doggy, very beautiful, very well-behaved little doggy, doing exactly what it's told, sitting, waiting. It's as though it was in spirit, waiting. Either that, or this is your dog being, you know, where's my mum? But would definitely be around you a lot, Kim. Yeah, you're not over the shot. You never would be, Kim. You never would be. People shouldn't expect you to go over it. You shouldn't go over it. They're also talking about... the older lady's laughing. She's given me the feeling that you would understand the gentleman that whenever he went and bought a suit, he would have to either get the legs taken up or the sleeves tucked back. It's like he's got short arms and legs. He's not a very tall man, but whenever he bought a suit, it would be, oh, here we go. We'll have to alter it all to fit him, because he's not very big. Yes, the dog. Oh, I love it when we get dogs. It's just, their love is just the best. Just the best. So I feel like they're saying to you, there's something going to need stitched, or there's something new you've bought that isn't quite right. But trying to get you out, trying to get you enthused about buying things for yourself again, or finding the joy in life, can sometimes be a bit difficult. You do it and you go through the motions. It's your dad. I've got a wee fella with a dad as well. Everything has to get taken up on him as well. He's just a little chap. But I definitely feel I get a lovely feeling about your family. I feel like, you know, you would have your ups and downs like any family, but it's kind of like my three girls. My three girls love each other dearly, and it's okay for them to argue with each other, but oh, goodness forbid anybody else does. They would all band together. So I kind of get this feeling about your family that there would have been a few niggles and a few noses out of joint sometimes, but on the whole, you know, that's my family, very family orientated. I feel you're very, very family orientated, Kim. It's all about them. Kim, do you do something to relax? Because the gentleman that I've got here is just he's shown me like someone that does that therapy colouring in, like you get a colouring book, but it's for adults and you colour it in. Or, okay, it's not that, it would be like a craft or a hobby or something that you do that brings great joy. If it's not you, then it must be someone really, really close round about you, because I'm definitely seeing a craft or an arty thing round about you. There would be a musical thing in the family as well. Either someone could play the guitar or would have a go on a piano, but I definitely feel that would have been in there somewhere as well. Now, okay. I get an awful strong emotion coming forward, Kim, that if I go back 4 nights with you, then your family were round about you for some reason. Perhaps it was an anniversary, or it's coming up to an anniversary, or there's something happening that would evoke an emotion and an upset, or there's just something going on that you're a bit worried about and a little bit upset about. But I definitely feel your family stepped in round about you about 4 nights ago. Sometimes I can be off by a day or two, but I definitely feel they were round about you about 4 nights ago when you needed to know they were there, or you were maybe asking out to Spirit, are you there? I need to know you're there, and can I get some help or some advice? I just missed you all. But they need you to know that they heard you. They definitely heard you. The dog definitely heard you. The dog's back. So I know that they are close round about you, and the prayers are heard. They're heard. You're getting like an accolade or an award for helping with the care, or helping with looking after someone before they pass, or just doing the right thing, making the right choices, and being there at the right place at the right time to bring the support in that was needed. But don't forget about yourself. That's the key. Don't forget about yourself. Yes, musical daughter, granddad. Okay, that's lovely. It's lovely when you get a message. Birthday, yes, but not mine. That's okay. They're just, all that matters, Kim, is that the evidence is correct, because the whole point of the reading is that you truly believe that your family they are around you, they're supporting you, and when you needed them, they hear you. They definitely hear you. We kind of rant and rave at Spirit sometimes, going, are you there? You're not blooming answering me. They are. They definitely are. My guide must just sit with their head in their hands going, oh, not again. But that's the feeling that we give them. But they're definitely around you, Kim. I'm just asking out for something for you from Spirit side, because I like to leave everyone with a little thing from Spirit side. Now, what a bizarre thing to get. I feel like this is Mother, and I feel like Mother is just coming in, and she's showing me it's like a jewellery box. The ones that you wound up in the little lady dances. She shows me that this would have had a manicure set in it, or it would have been a really posh one, but it is really, really lovely. She's talking about the really, really lovely wind-up musical thing. It's like it's got a lid that opens, and an old vanity case. Now, the young ones will think, what? Don't even know what that is. But ladies used to have a vanity case, a little suitcase with a mirror and a compact and things in it. She shows me that. I don't know if there's one still around, but she definitely shows me that. So again, your gift is just the memory of something that you're very proud of, or something that Mum had. And take all the love and blessings from Spirit. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday, Kim. Thank you. Okay, how much time? That's quarter past. That's quarter. Okay, if you get permission from Ray and Jackie, see what they say. I'll just get a sip of my tea. Is that our time?
That's fine. If you want to do one more, that's fine with us.
All right, okay. Okay, you sure?
Okay.
I don't want to be caught waffling. I don't want to be caught waffling, Ray.
No, you're not waffling. Richard will tell you if you waffle.
Okay, I'm sure he will. Yeah. Okay. I've been told to do one more. Okay, I thought my time was up. You'd all be fed up and want me to go home now, and shut up. But I will do one more if everyone is tolerant of that and is happy for that. I'll do one more. So we'll just get some more names up. We'll make it a quick one. We'll make it a nice little message just to round up. Hi, Susie. Oh well, Susie. Why can't you get a message from Mum? Well, Susie, okay, let's go for it. Let's see what I get for you, Susie, okay? Let's just do it. Okay? Now, Susie, there's going to be a little bit of philosophy here, okay? Perhaps this was meant to happen. When I spoke earlier about you're exactly where you're meant to be at the right time, speaking to the right people, and it's all planned out before we come here, we have spiritual responsibility and personal responsibility to do that. So what I'm going to say to you, Susie, is of course your mum's there, of course your mum's talking to you, but sometimes when we're so desperate to hear from someone, we miss the tiny little signs, the little tiny little things, because we're so desperate to hear and see. And I would say to Susie, sometimes you've got to be careful what you wish for, because I begged to see my grandmother. I begged to see her. I don't want anyone else to tell me she's there. I want to know she's there. And when I did see her, I about melted. I was so emotional. Now, sometimes Spirit know that our emotions are just running so high that if we did come through, we would then become tied up, constantly wanting it and not live our lives. So you have to tread carefully. What you need to start saying out loud is speak to your guide, speak to your mum and say a little message, just a little message, okay? Now, Susie, I feel, if I'm being honest with you, I do feel like Mother has come through today, but she's coming through with a little bit of a thing that's a bit strange. She makes me feel like you have trauma from her passing. You have something that brings up a memory time and time again. Now, I don't know how Mum passes. We're not going into that, because I feel this lady would have played her cards quite close to her chest, and it's on a need-to-know basis with this lady. You know, she knows. But there's something a bit distressing about it. There's something that has caused you to have a very sad memory of how it happens or where it happens. Now, the only way I can describe this is it's like a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder, and Mum's going, yep, that's right. But she's laughing, saying, she's not calling you Susie, she's calling you something else. I don't know what she's calling you. She's giving you another name, Susie. Okay. She talks about how it's like a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder with you. If you were to go to the place where Mum passes away, or you would have memories of the smells and the sounds, that can flare things up with you. So they're all trying to be really careful with you, Susie, from Spirit, because they don't want to stress you out and depress you and bring you down again. You just need to build yourself up, she's saying, and then as soon as you think of her, boom, you go back down. So we need to try and switch that round. She wants you to switch that round, okay? Susie, Mum has also given me the feeling that I want to go into the heart area. Now, if this is not heart problem, I'm not saying that's what she passes with, but I definitely feel something affects my heart rate. It could be tablets, medication, but I definitely feel I need to get something over to you about the medication that Mum had to take, or something that happened with Mum to do with medication, okay? Susie, she tells me you would also understand someone who kind of went down the wrong road in life or doesn't speak anymore, but I definitely give you that feeling as well, okay? She draws me down to the lower half of the body, like lower abdomen as well, and I have a little bit of a tightness and a pain in that area, so I feel that you would understand that as well. You're another one who was crying out to Mum a couple of nights ago, and I want to go 2 nights ago with you saying, oh my God, Mum, I really need you, okay? I feel someone stresses you out in life and puts you under a little bit of pressure, or you've been under a little bit of pressure as well. Susie, remember what I said at the start about you're the author of your book, you're the person that writes your autobiography, okay? Take Mum's love and know that she is around you, and let's do this in baby steps, Susie. Let's just do it one day at a time until you start asking for signs from Mum, those little delicate little signs, perhaps a song on the radio, perhaps something more specific than a feather or a coin or a robin. Ask for something specific. Trust in your guides to give you something, Susie. Trust them. Because I know that they're around you. And I know Mum is desperate to come forward to you, but she's scared, she upsets you. She's scared because it might pull you back down to that moment when you lost her and your world fell apart. And she's your Mum, she wouldn't wish you any harm, she doesn't want you to go through that. So please take her love, Susie. Keep tuning in to SBTV, keep tuning in to Wimbledon, and let's build up the link with Mum gradually, okay? Thank you for listening. Take all the love from Spirit. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Jilly. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a wonderful morning. It really has. And I've heard so many wonderful reports before meeting you today, and you've shone through. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm a very passionate spiritualist, like my Jackie, and to have good spiritualist mediums on in our churches is so important. And even more important, virtually. So thank you very much. Your address,
thank you so much.
Your messages this morning, evidential, wonderful. Thank you very much indeed.
I'm very
Now,
grateful
ladies
for the
and
chance.
gentlemen, I'll hand over to Jackie, who will do the rest of the morning for us.
Okay. All right. Hello again. I just wanted to say a big thank you again to Jilly, and looking at the comments, so many wonderful positive comments.
Thank you.
People that will have come onto this site for the very first time and seen your mediumship and seen the comments. And we happen to know that one of the ladies you went to, Linda, I think maybe in your first reading, she's up in Newcastle at the moment, but she's one of our congregation, and we hope to see her back south as soon as she can get and replaced down here. So that's very uplifting, because we know how desperate she is, to be back with us, and we can't wait for her to be down. But I also just wanted to mention there was a few people that were coming on more than once that seemed to be in having a period of time where they feel that the life is crumbling around them. And there was a couple I just wanted to pick out, just to say to them, to always know that Spirit is around you. You're never left by yourself. Spirit are there for you. And for one of the ladies that was saying that she has 3 children in the spirit world, to say that those children grow up, they will always be with you. They live in the spirit world. And if you haven't managed to get a message today, because there's so many of you, Julie would have to be on for a month before she got round to everyone. It's just not possible. But if you're finding it tough, then remember, that we have several ministers here at the church. You can contact us by phone. You can contact us via email. You can go onto our different sites. We have started private readings again, physically at the church, which are going to be weekly with Ivan Lee, one of our most popular mediums, but we have several other mediums as well that will work on the telephone. They work with Skype. So if you are a bereft, and you're in need of listening with a medium, or, over the phone, or if you want to speak to a minister, or if you want some healing, then just send your name forward for healing. But know that that people have been coming back and communicating since the beginning of time, that your loved ones never leave you, because love is the strongest of bonds. Love is the most important thing in the universe. So just have the upliftment of knowing that, just take part of a message that Jilly may have given someone else this morning, and know that, you are never alone. So please do contact us if you need to speak to somebody, if it's just a chat, because we all have our moments of being down. And with Shirley's reading on Noah's Ark, and I thought that was quite apt, because if we do go into a second lockdown and we do feel that we're trapped, behind walls again, then just imagine, that very ancient story from the Bible, those people that spent a year in an ark. At least we're not sharing it with elephants, and goodness knows what. Just imagine how lovely and fresh the air must have been. And think at least most of us have got our homes to be in the 4 walls with. But, we can phone people. We can hopefully go out and walk in the sunshine. At least we're not waiting for a flood that lasts, for 6 months. I know some people have awful floods and awful fires, but just know that, we will all get through this together. And it was wonderful seeing all the comments of people that are already replying to you, Jilly, about what their book of life will be, whether it be comedy of errors, judgment, philosophy. So I'm sure that they will continue to do so. But say, do know that you can contact us.
I call myself the moaning medium.
Yes, the moaning
medium.
And also know that it's wonderful that, say, Richard James with the Spiritual Psychic TV, he can reach thousands of people. There are so many programs that he has been putting on, that you can actually go onto them. You can go onto the previous services that are all on YouTube and on Facebook. If you haven't seen mediumship before and you want to see a little bit more mediumship, then go that way. All the different shows that he puts on. And I know new for next week, he's actually got a new show for a Tuesday evening, and also an evening with dragons on the Wednesday. So I'm just going to ask Richard if he will talk to me in my ear, just to give me a few more details about the forthcoming events that he has. Are you there, Richard?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Can they hear you, Richard, or do I need to repeat you? Yes, please. Yep. a moment. You're all going to hear Richard. I've encouraged him to actually give the details because he knows about the show, and I don't want to miss something in the, giving it to me as a third person. So, Richard, the air is yours.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. We have Ricky and Tyler coming on this Tuesday evening. They are based in America, so we welcome our friends from the West. And they're very light-hearted, down-to-earth, very funny, and they're from Divine Sparkle, so they're here this Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Okay, so that's British Standard Time. And we've also got the lovely Kieran Morgan, who's coming on this Wednesday, the 23rd at 12 p.m. And he's discussing all about dragons and their symbolism and energy. And if we have time, because the show's only on for 1 hour, he's going to put you through a meditation so you can actually figure out and find out who your dragon is. As someone said, just a little joke the other day when we brought this on there, hope you don't mind through Divine Service. Someone said, "Oh, I don't want to go through the meditation just in case my mother-in-law comes through." Special. So a little joke for you, but that's what's going on for the next 2 days. But tomorrow we have Ian Mason, Indigo Starseed, and and Kirsty and Matt and Kirsty. They go back to you in the studio.
Wonderful, wonderful, Richard. And I know we have our own Leslie night on a Friday that does have meditation time at 11:30, I believe, and that's on YouTube normally and on Facebook. And then I think Ashley will have his philosophy evening again Friday night, and I believe I may even be on with him talking about the different oracle cards with our other great friend and one of our ministers here, Rose Anderson, who actually manages to use normal playing cards as tarot cards and understands each of the various different suits and the different hierarchy cards in her tarot capacity. So that should be interesting for Friday at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, hopefully you'll join us all again for our Divine Service next Sunday, where we have Simone Keys will be joining us for the first time. And we have our own Phil coming on to do a reading for that morning. So that will be lovely for you to tune into again. So it's just for me really to say, let's use that wonderful energy that's been created to disperse for all healing needs, because there are many, as I say, that are in need of a reading, are in need of enlightenment, and just to be able to maintain, a positive attitude is so incredibly important. We know the power of healing. Healing is positive energy. We have to not think in negative, but think in the positive. We're all going to do it together. We will get through this. There will be time. It may not be until next summer, perhaps. Who knows? But there will be time we'll be looking back and remembering the pandemic in the past, and that we'll be going back to our wonderful family here at church, where there's a good 20 of us normally sitting around every Sunday after service, here for an hour or two. There's going to be so many birthdays to celebrate, that it's going to be wonderful. But we will get our message about personal responsibility. Do your bit, and do your bit to keep positive energy going around. So thank you again for Jilly. Thank you again for Shirley. All of you for making this a wonderful service this morning. And if we can just close our eyes as we ask our Father, Mother God, to place a blessing on all heads bowed here, physically and virtually across the whole world, across the universe, that there is a blessing on all families represented, and that the healing goes out to all of those in need at this time. And stay with us, our Spirit. We know that you will keep us perked up as we remember the words of that wonderful prayer, the footsteps in the sand, and we know that you are with us. We use this as a learning opportunity to grow and to bring our spirituality forward. Amen. Amen. Take care. Lovely. Right, anything to say? No, that's it then again from us all. So bye, Julie, and look forward with you working with us hopefully again at the church, perhaps next year. Take care. All right.
Thank you.
Bye as well. Okay then. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.